Well, it's come time to start getting the Mustang out and packaging it up and making sure everything kind of functions good enough to where it can drive on a transport truck and get all its bits and pieces that are around it and up in the attic of my garage with it and get it ready to be leaving. So I figured I'd turn the camera on and show its coming out party, I guess, out of the tent garage. And it's possible to follow through with the new owner who is going to carry the torch and continue to bring it back to life and get it back on the road, which is ultimately the end result for me. I wanted it to not turn into just a someday project like so many that I see and that never get done and just deteriorate into the ground. Although it's boxed in and a bunch of crap loaded on it, it has been taken, I would say, fairly well care by me, making sure the weather's been out of it. It's never been rained on or anything since I've had it. So with that, we'll start digging out, get the double cab out of the way. All that junk needs to get moved out of the front of it and all the stuff that's on top of it. So it's going to make everything go fluff and poof, because as you start digging all that stuff out, of course it takes twice as much room as it did when it was all nice and packed in there. And it'll give me some time to reorganize the tent garage and get some stuff either on Craigslist or tossed or remembered. Some of the stuff you forget that's hidden away. So let me get the double cab out of the way and we'll get started on this project. That wasn't so bad, now was it? It's all the crap that was on it in front of it. Hear the chainsaws in the background? That's the trails getting closer. The loggers are zooming in. Let's get you guys on Dizzy. And let's see if we can get that fabric off of there. Yeah, look at that, ain't she pretty? Reminds me of the Red Green show. All you ever heard was a chainsaw running in the background. So that's it. I stripped the paint off of the whole car except for the roof. And it had like a lacquer paint. There's the original color of the green underneath. So I think now is the perfect time to purge that passenger seat and see if we get some fuel in it and get it all fired up, and hopefully it can drive forward on its own. The tire in that back corner's got some air in it, but it's really low. I tried reaching in down below, but of course the valve stem was all the way on the bottom. So let me get some stuff situated on this and make sure we got gas set up and see if she'll fire up. What do you think? Think I'll just fire her up with the key? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I left the key on. That ain't good for the new battery. That's because the door was left open and the interior light was still hooked up. And I ran the battery dead on both sides. So we're gonna go let that charge for a little bit and we're gonna go see if they're making noise out back. I see by the end of today. He just has to punch through this last little section right here. They got more to do, but that would make the paths open again. Actually get a truck through there now. Alright, let's just see if she'll get going. That was too easy. Someone was saying Mustangs start hard. I don't know about that. As long as you got a battery going. Alright, so I'm gonna get some of this stuff off of here and see if we can pull this out of the hole. Choke's on us, but stumble. Tried, but I think somebody needs some transmission fluid. That and I hit the brake pedal, and the brake pedal went right to the floor, so that's not helping our situation. Let me get some fluid in this thing and see if she'll go after that. Yeah, I put about a quart and a half, see if that's enough to get it to go. Apparently it still needs some more fluid. But have to make it move. Go see what the other side looks like. Yeah, I think that tire needs a little air, huh? Alright. Well, there's my gas cap. So let me go with the air over to it. We'll go air up this tire and we'll get some more fluid in it. And the next thing I want to do is be able to get it so that it will run off the gas tank instead of the little can that's underneath the hood for now. So let me get that knocked out. Not much in the way of brake fluid in that sucker. Front one's got a little, the back one's got nothing. Let's see if you can get a pedal of some sort. Might be a little easier to move around. Set that on there. Sometimes you pump the pedal and crap goes everywhere. Like some bleeding is in order. Yeah, gotta do some bleeding. I got it pulled out of there, kind of into daylight. You can see the gas end of it. The trunk open. All the original wheel wells. The only place I do see some rust a little right here we got going on. Other than that, it's original quarters. And they're metal. So hopefully that gas tank's nice and clean. Get the fuel line up to that and get a couple of gallons in and get it to run off the gas tank. You see some staining where it was just shot over with primer. Comes the mailman. And fired up the leaf blower, blew all the crap out. And as you can see, I put this tarp down. This what do they call them? Skin oil, something like that. Leave a screw on the ground. And that these tent garages are good, but the only thing you have to watch out for is moisture coming up from down below. So you kind of have to put something down. Looks like I'm going to need something new for here too. This one looks like it's outlived its usefulness. Pretty much where the tires were parked, it just deteriorated it right away. But for now, I'll leave it in its place. I'm going to get the double cab back in here to make a little bit of room outside and make it so that I can close the doors up on this. So when I pulled it forward, I just decided to hit the brake pedal all the way down to the floor. Although it goes to the floor, it does lock up the front brake, so I do have at least one circuit working. But I think what I'm going to do is probably tomorrow I will swap them around. I'll take the single cab out, we'll put the Mustang up on the lift and see if we get underneath it and kind of bleed some brakes, and we'll look at the fuel line before I put gas in that gas tank. We'll just want to take a I'd rather do it now instead of dumping 2 gallons of gas in and then trying to have to deal with it while it's trying to flow out of there. Maybe we'll throw some fuel line on it. And we gotta get a door handle or sorts back. Actually, probably just the latch. Put the latch back in this side so that door doesn't open on them when they're trying to transport it. The hood, I think, has a latch on it. Trunk's got a latch on it. It's got a tramp stamp. I believe that was probably a stereo system at one point. showing up or not, but it's got a, is it a Pioneer TS, whole bunch of numbers, speakers. Again, along with its JVC and its Alpine equalizer amp. So that's what I'll do. I'll swap them around. Yeah, the hood's got the latch still in it, so that's good. This piece is just tie wrapped on. I remember I was using that just to hold stuff together as far as dimensions. Then I have to fill it up with parts from the attic yet, but my back is a little tight today. It's got those little spasms, you know, those little warning spasms. It's saying, telling you if you keep going, you're really going to pay for it. So I think I'm going to go chill out, and I just waiting for a guy to come from Craigslist guy to come and grab some tires that I have for sale, and then I think we're going to go call it a day. Oh, the guy for the generator's coming yet too, but almost call it a day. And the extra set of RAV4 tires went to a RAV4. He's a happy camper. Winter's coming for him, and works out all the way around. That money can go towards tires for my truck. And it's the next day. Looks menacing. The next Christine. Very little brakes, but it's got brakes. Yeah, a little further. Alright, let's get her up on the lift. Arise. And hopefully don't fall in half. Good. Sure beats rolling around in the dirt. I watched that last one right after the last flip. There you go. Make sure the safety's on. Let's go get us a nice light. See what lurks underneath for us. A dent in the gas tank. I was kind of concerned about the shape of the fuel lines. See that cracking right there? I'm going to change that one out. As far as the rest of it goes, you don't find very many Mustangs. They're still running all their original sheet metal. Pan's a little dented. Batteries are getting ready to kick out. I'll run you till the battery stops. fuel line doesn't look too bad. I'm not trying to restore this car. I'm just trying to make it so it drives on a trailer without catching on fire. Alright, well, hopefully that tank's in. It's got a drain right there. I should probably pop that, see if we get anything out of it. That's what I'm going to do. I'll swap batteries on you guys. I'm going to breakfast and we're going to come back and continue. For those who care, I had crispy chicken dinner. So let's go try and yank on this drain plug a little bit. You guys even see what I'm doing? No, you can't. How about now? We'll try it light. If it puts up any kind of struggle, we'll leave it alone. What do you think? I'm thinking nothing, but who knows? Ha! Before I get too confident, let's poke it with a stick and make sure it's just not got a pile of crud. Nope, she's empty. That's good. Let me tape up that plug. We'll pop her back in there and then go change that fuel line out. I can smell it. It smells a little rancid. I said off with you. So I changed that fuel line out and put about a gallon of gas in it. But before I hook that up, I want to run the I blew compressed air through the line out to the front and out to the tank. But I want to run it, any contaminants I want to try to capture in a bottle first. We'll kind of let it run for a second and purge out whatever crap's in there, if there's anything in there. Plus it'll give us an idea what everything looks like. I don't care if it starts or not. Maybe I do. Yeah, good thing I did that. If you guys got to see that brown muck rinse through, and it went clean. Yeah, it's ripe. Yeah, we go dump that in my holding bin. I'm gonna do it one more time, just make sure we got a clean look. One more time. Still a little dirty. A lot better than it was last time, but still punching a little through. Maybe one more time and I'll leave it at that. Alright, fuel line's hooked back up. See if you can let it run off the carb, off the fuel tank. And then I kind of want to tweak the carburetor a little bit. I just turned the idle up a little because it wasn't staying idling. But I wanted to kind of come up the temperature, see if we can kind of tweak it a little bit and get it to run halfway decent instead of having to hold the gas while you're trying to drive it. I'm gonna let that run for about 10 minutes or so. We'll let it warm up and see if we can tweak the air fuel mix a little bit, see if we can get rid of some of that little stuttering. It's not bad for what it is, I guess. Popped it in gear. Wow, wow, wow. Center cap's nice and not centered. The brake is frozen on this side. Everything that I kind of expected to have an issue with, I did. The torque converters, it seems like most American cars, they sit for a long time. It seems like the torque converters drain down, and they kind of piss out the seal between the engine and the trans at the torque converter. When they run all the time, they're okay, but when they sit for a long period of time, I've noticed that on a couple of different vehicles. Both my Mopars do that. Exhaust still held up though. I'm surprised for that. The guy that owned the exhaust shop did a good job, I guess. Let it come up to temp. I'll check the tranny fluid and everything too, but now that it's on level ground, primer actually held up fairly good. Goes that lifter tap again. I just threw a generic gas cap on it. I believe there's a new one up in the attic. I'm not sure yet, but when I pull that stuff down, we'll see what we got. I think it uses some of these screws on a bail, kind of locks and stays on there. So I probably took it off to do the body work. As I was saying, that was just primer that was shot on there, you know, 8-10 years ago. And it's got a little bit of rustiness kind of showing through it, but it's really not bad because primer is very porous. It doesn't shield anything. But again, this car's never been out in the it's never been out in the rain, never got wet. Alright, so let me pop it back in neutral and tweak that carb. That was it, just back the air fuel mix out just a hair. I went in and it backed it up a hair from there. No more popping. Sounds good. One lift just taps once in a while. Here it comes, it kind of comes and goes. Getting better though. It's either not pumping up all the way or do an oil change on it. Good. See, now we see if we can go get some brakes in it. Should be able to just fire right now. Excellent. Alright, let's get some brakes. Right in the eye. You guys need a little clean up too. You got it in your eye. Sorry. Guys should have been wearing your safety glasses. You wouldn't have had this issue. Yeah, it's still a little fuzzy, but that's pretty good. It was about an inch. We got brakes. You know what that means, don't you? I shut the key off right when I started. Still So I got a brake light though, I got a full pedal. Probably the e-brake sensor probably. Stops. I think there's enough driveway left back there. What do you think? I smash it into the trailer. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. That might look better from the outside. Be right back. I went for second gear halfway through it. Here, bog a little. And then we reached. Well, that's it, guys, for this one. I think I just got to get Brian over to help get all the parts out of the attic for it. But I would definitely say that yard drives should be good. Got some little undercoating going on in that wheel well, probably. Yeah. Yes, there is. And they're a little warm. He's put new tires and stuff on it anyhow. But that should make somebody a good home. I'm glad, again, the candle is gonna, someone's gonna handle carrying the torch on this and seeing it back to getting put on the road instead of it sitting for another 5-6 years in my hands, going to a condition that would be much worse than what it is. And it's a little heartfelt that it is leaving, but at the same token, you got to come to the realization that you can't have everything, try to tackle so many projects that it's just being realistic with myself that it was not going to happen in any reasonable period of time. And again, the start of this car was me working on this and my best friend working on his Roadrunner, and he would come over and both of us would wrench. After he had passed away, a lot of the spark of getting this car going kind of went away from me, although taking it out and running it up and down the driveway and doing a couple of burnouts does kind of bring it back. But again, somebody else is going to handle the torch with this, and I still have the Roadrunner to address and bring back, and I would rather have probably the Roadrunner over the Mustang. And yes, no, maybe that may have its own kind of feelings also, but again, we'll deal with that when the time comes. But we have a double cab, we have a Westie out back to finish, and the Roadrunner. So I still have 3 projects that are being tossed around up in the air. So time to let one go. So everybody, again, thanks for watching, comment, subscribing, and see you in the next one. Later.